Not bad. Alright, that's going to be the last time I do that fiasco. So already, as you can see, we're just going to start selecting our class, because generating would be an absolute hassle when it comes to setting up a stealth archer, and with the build I have in mind. Now, archer, funnily enough, is one of the best classes in the world to use a bow, because they just best agility. Agility really is what you need the most of. 16 agility, willpower, and intelligence isn't the worst, actually. But yeah, that's basically the most you would need. Now, if I had done but reroll stats, then we could reroll those stats and see if anything better. Starting with 60 agility is pretty nice. Nice to start with intelligence. Willpower, I really could care less for, funnily enough. Endurance
Design. Rear skill name. Listen to me. There are no others left to carry on this fight.
Now, of course, I'm just going to skip the cutscene simply because this isn't about cutscenes. Oh, I'll put music down to... Yeah, they'd screwed the code on... I like the music, I just don't want it to be that high. Here. Oh, I had it close. I guess the way this game was originally set up... You know what, 13 works. Alright, now we're going to drop a save. Because the game is not going to save us. Probably not even going to save the music that much. But that's fine. We're just going to have Fletchedes here. Oh god, the sound of our footsteps is obnoxious though. But that's fine. I would like to at least be able to hear what's all's going on. And of course, when you start off, you do not have a bow, no matter what class you go for. In fact, Nightblades start with a little dagger. That's fine. We can deal some good damage with a dagger. Now, the way Nightblades work is they actually get like 1% critical strike per level. So, as we level up, we'll constantly... You know what? I don't think we should care too much about loopholes. Now, let me just find out where all the buttons are. It has been a good while. And what we're going to do here... C to cast. Makes sense. Here, I'm just going to get a fire dart. Oh, God. Yeah, that's going to take our whole mana pool. Here, we'll shoot a fire dart at something. I hear goblins, so... Boy. I know there's rats up here. Oh, speaking of rats... Alright, okay, cool. Well, speaking of rats, we got stuck on one. Now, you could technically use arrows to move around. I don't like that kind of control setup because, of course, this game to me is like a point-and-click adventure. Here, I'll light heal. It's like a point-and-click adventure, you know, like the arrow, the cursor is used to be able to move around, basically. And I like it like that, you know. It means that I don't really have to focus too much. Oh, okay. Yeah, the nooks are typically good healing spots. Unless they aren't. And I do know that there are goblins over here, and a goblin attacking me from behind. Now, if we can get a bandit to spawn in here, I can actually get a bow, so we can start being a stealth archer. Basically, you can have short bows as a knight blade. And of course, there are still enemies nearby. Love it. I do know where we need to go. I am just trying to survive, basically. Because the starting area, yeah, it can be a bit tough. There are loot piles around that we can use. There are different chasms and... Oh look, a wakizashi. There are different chasms and avenues we can take if so needed. However, we should be fine just going through where we are. Yeah, can't use a wakizashi. Okay, well I can use a short sword. So yeah, 1 to 8 versus 1 to 6. Mark has 6 charges on it. Yeah, the wakizashi would have been 1 to 10. Oh well. Looks like we already got 900 XP though. So yeah, as we level up, we'll at least be able to find more enemies. Oh my god. I think this niche should be safe. No, I hear goblin. Okay, I know this. Yep. Yeah, this segment here to the left of the cell, you know, just southward, I do remember this place actually being a very nice place for training up and getting a bunch of loot just by rest scumming everything. And we should be able to rest on this niche just to heal up. 13 hours to fully heal. That is rough. Here, I'm going to drop us another save. Alright. Here, if we just run around here though, we should be able to explore this area. And if we can get... Bandits do have a small chance of spawning every time you rest. And if I can get a bandit to spawn with a short bow, then we would basically be set. However, I'm not sure how likely that is, and I'm not sure how likely it would be to survive a bandit. And yeah, as you can see, there's a goblin over here. Nice fun little thing you can do is when you see these goblins in these ranged areas. Hang on, is it left click? It's left click. Okay, well I didn't hit him. But yeah, that's basically the main premise. In fact, this is kind of showing off what the main premise of this build is. You can see this goblin is just out of reach. Oh, never mind, I can actually hit him. But yeah, that's the basic premise. Like, the goblin is on the other side, and he can't reach us. But if I had a bow, then I could just shoot at him endlessly. And that's the build I'm going to try and go for. We just have to get some good rest scumming up. We need to fight some bandits. Looks like we have a rat coming at us. That noise creeped me out a bit. But yeah, if we just rest scum here, we'll fully heal. And usually bandits will spawn in. If a wizard spawns, then we're basically screwed because magic users deal a lot of damage. And yeah, as you can see, my jumps or my hops are pathetic. But yeah, I guess we'll head back to this other segment and we'll shoot firebolts at these goblins across the way. Because yeah, there are goblins that will sit in the water apparently. Huh. Well, ain't that something? Yeah, I guess it's because I was just sitting there. Yeah, and as you can see, just in the shadows, you can see there's a goblin right there. If I just shoot so slightly up. Wow, that was a swing and a miss. Yeah, well, I gained a level of experience. That scared the bejesus out of me. Alright. Hey, look, we got 6 points. Okay, we're just going to throw this. We're going to throw it into agility. Every 5 points does increase your abilities by 1, and we'll throw this other point into strength. That'll at least give us a +0, which is good. That should mean that our little dagger here still does 1 to 6, but that's fine. Yeah, the staff does 1 to 8, but you know, it's a staff. It's not really the best thing. Alright, let's see if we can rest in this niche then. Yes, we can.
I see you have strengthened your arm and your mind.
Okay, so yeah,
It is said that...
Oh. Yes, Rhea, I know where Fang Lair is. We'll go there in a minute. Alright, so yeah, that is another cool thing I guess I wanted to test out, was to see if you could lower music for the things like that. And yeah, I could actually lower music and be able to extract some stuff for something that will be later though. Oh yeah, Fire Dart is much cheaper. And it'll do a little more damage. Like that. And yeah, now that we got that goblin out of the way, that is actually the basic premise of this. Now we can just jump this pathway. I like to have my hand go over to the J key for jumping and the C key for casting. I think U would use items, but of course, even if I click the hand manhandling that dagger by its blade, yeah, it won't actively use. Hey, look, battle axe. Yeah, I can sell that. Through the secret door, huh? Alright, so I'm still under attack. Oh, there's the rat. Alright, let's see what's behind this secret door then. Because I do know the way, I just don't want to leave this area quite yet. I do want to try and get a bit more XP, grind up a little, and get prepared. Maybe get some good gear. Because it would be nice to actually have some gear. Because if you just go straight to town without any good loot to sell, then you're basically just boned. Because you would have to go do side quests or the main quest to get a bunch of loot. But honestly, you could, like, forego that by just getting all your loot here instead. Killing all the rats trying to get up on the niche with you. So you can rest here and, oh, yeah. Alright, where's that gobbo? Where is he? There you are. Alright, let's go ahead and go back here. Yeah, the game tells you that these niches are safe, but honestly in the tutorial dungeon, the niches aren't the best. And yeah, I definitely need to get my endurance up, because healing is a real pain in the booty. And yeah, it tells you here, you should rest in the niches, blah blah blah. And then just north up here, we will find the shift gate, so we could leave this place. However, I would like to try and at least get us something, you know. Yeah, here's the shift gate. If I go through now, then we'll basically finish up. Wow, you can just fully heal, huh? Alright, I'm going to drop a save here. We're going to grind up a bit, because it is better to actually get some loot this way. So here, we'll rest for 9-9. Alright, there we go. Goblin. Yep. And this is one of the fastest ways to get enemies to spawn. Like this rogue who's about to absolutely... Okay, we're dead.
With you.
Yep, I know. Here, we're going to go back. We're going to load back in. Oh, that was a weird effect. Alright. Let's reload. Retry that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just need to get the casting done right. But yeah, y'all saw it. Once you get like a human, then they will at least drop loot. The problem is they're going to kick your ass. But hey, even if you're fighting goblins, you'll still get levels of experience. We're going to save after every level up. Ooh, or not. That is a terrible level up. Okay. Here, we're going to, I guess, reload, because that was a horrible, horrible level up. It's a bit scummy, but, you know, we didn't really get any good loot, so it's not like it's really worth it anyways to continue going. And of course, we just need to keep doing this until we get enough loot to go on our merry way. And of course, we will be getting stronger as we go on. And yeah, you can see this guy is absolutely whooping me. I can light heal and continue fighting. I can light heal and continue fighting. I can not light heal anymore, but continue fighting nonetheless. Oh god. Come on. Come on. And I died. Okay. Well, alright. Let's go ahead and try that again. But hey, you get the premise at least, so yeah, I'm going to be at this for a while. Alright, well, I'm trying to grind up, but I keep crashing every now and then. It is possible that the game only allows you to go up to like level 3 in this section. I don't know what it is, but I guess something about me trying to grind in this dungeon is crashing my game, so we'll just go ahead and leave now. We're going to put our weapon away, and we should be able to at least find a general store, just somewhere. The fact that you can click on nearest of anything is just so good. I wish this was in Daggerfall, southeast of here. Yeah, because that's something that's this game had, but Daggerfall didn't, and yet a lot of people like to say that Daggerfall made things so much better. Well, Daggerfall did do good in a lot of areas, but it really lacks the whole fact that you could just say, hey, you could ask anyone, hey, where's the nearest store? And they'll actually tell you where the nearest store is, instead of just being like, okay, well, I need to know where store, okay, well, now I need to ask a specific store from a list, because this game just won't allow me to ask where the nearest store is, so I guess, where is Galmore's finest weaponry? And, you know, point you around. I guess you could, in theory, look at the map and look for all the orange tabs, since every single orange tab on the map is a store in Daggerfall's map. However, every single store of every single kind is orange, so there's no difference between an armor store, a weapon store, an alchemy store, or a clothing store, or a bank, all on your map before you actually discover what is what. And yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, we're going to drop a save here, and we're going to go ahead and see what kind of stuff we can buy and sell. We're going to try and see if we can get ourselves a bow, because of course our build ain't even set up if we ain't got a bow, so we definitely need to get a bow. Let's first sell what useless junk we can't have. So yeah, I'm just going to sell for basic prices, because honestly, I just can't be bothered. Like, I could honestly counter offer a bunch of this stuff, but with how low level we are and with the junk we're selling, like, it's not even worth it. Like, it's a few extra septims at most. Now, if I was selling a bunch of magic items, like in the very late game, which I would do mostly, then yeah, I could get scrunch up a few extra 1,000, maybe a few extra 100 septims. So at that point, yeah, I could definitely get some more. But here, no. I definitely will make do with just selling basic junk like this at a basic price. However, this mark here, let's see what kind of price I get here. Yeah, you can see 243. That's a bit more like something I could scrounge up a bit more. I'm going to see 280. He'll say 261. I'm going to say 285. 283. 281. 280. So yeah, 280 is the best offer he can do for me, so I'm just going to keep doing 280 until... Surprising we couldn't make a deal. You look like an intelligent kid. Hang on, did I not? Yeah, I guess he will get mad at you if you offer too many times without making a good deal. So 280, 280. Here, I'll accept 277. Alright, now let's see what you're selling. Okay, I'm looking for a good weapon here. I got 800 gold to work with, and it looks like you have a short bow for sale for only 10 GP. I guess I'll take it. I could also wield a saber, but honestly, bow is perfectly fine. Yeah, I'll accept 10 gold. Let's see here, can I buy some armor, I guess, since I have 850 gold? Yeah, I could buy a full suit of leather, so here, we'll buy a leather cuirass. Nope, we're not going to sell. We're going to buy leather greaves. You know, it's just leather, so we're not really getting our butt handed to us on a silver platter with some of these prices. You know, like it's a bit pricey, but honestly, not that much. Like, it's leather. This is some of the best stuff you can have as a Nightblade, so I may as well. It's just a matter of if I don't, then I don't, you know. Especially since with the real gold I'm going to be using is going to be with magic anyways. And this stuff here is literally just extra protection. That will just make the game slightly easier. Because of course, and I know this is a video about archery and not about armor, these pluses are bad because basically, yeah, even +4 is bad. Oh god. Yeah, basically a plus means that we take extra damage. A negative means we take less damage, because when we get hit, it then adds this modifier to how much damage we receive instead of like how much is being reduced. So a +4 is better than a +7 because we're taking, like, say if a goblin hits us and deals 5 damage, we're now taking 9 damage instead of a lot more, you know. Like, it's just better, basically. Yeah, but we got a short bow. I guess we can sell this short sword, since we are going to be running bow, and should be fine. Yeah, just 2 gold for a short sword. Yada yada. Now bows, let me test this out. Oh god. Yeah, you don't have arrows. Shooting a bow simply uses durability. And yeah, it's brand new, 2 to 8. 2 to 8 is actually pretty ridiculous. That does mean it has slightly higher damage than my short sword, even on average. Now, let's go find the Mage's Guild, because we're going to need a few spells if we want to actually do a proper stealth archer. Alright, look north of here. Alright, let's go ahead and look north of here. Shouldn't be too far out. Honestly, I should be able to see it on the map too. Okay, well, I probably ran past it. It's probably this moon building here. You know, let's check this building here, though. Okay, this is definitely a temple. Yeah, that's a conclave. Yeah, Brotherhood of Faith. What a generic temple name. Brotherhood of Faith. Hey, what kind of religion what kind of theology do you follow? Oh, you know, the faithful one. You know, the one with faith in it. The one where you must believe, like. Oh, the Knights of Hope. That's hopeful naming. Alright, where is the Mage's Guild? I was told a bit north here. I'm not seeing it. I guess maybe it's this building here. Might be. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's definitely the Mage's Guild. Okay. Well, we found the Mage's Guild. Mink. Alright. Let's go ahead and drop a save here. And we're going to head on indoors. And we're going to grab ourselves some better spells to be able to basically be a stealth archer. Because as you can see, we're a bit hurting on the spell wise. I mean, yeah, like fire darts. Yeah, +4 per level ain't bad though, and of course, her heal health. Light heal, not the best spell. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go over here, and we're just going to enter the Spellmaker. Now, as a Nightblade, a few spells become cheaper, including invisibility. Basically, what this is going to do is make it to where it's just cheaper to cast invisibility per level. Like you can see, that's a 75 spell point cost for 5 plus 5 every turn, or every level. Here, in fact, I'm going to modify this. I guess if I make it like my Daggerfall version, it should be significantly cheaper. Yeah, 30 points. I have a balance of 7. Yeah, 30 points is actually not bad. In fact, let me do just some quick math here. Here, let me real quick. 0-1 Shadow Cloak. This here is going to be one of our main spells for our activities. And yeah, if I do some quick math here, every round is like 5 seconds. So if I'm level 3, then that's, well, 6 rounds plus an additional 2 rounds here. So that's 8 rounds. So nearly a minute, right? Yeah, nearly almost a minute at least. That's not bad actually. Especially since this is like a low tier spell that only costs 30 spell points. And it's going to get cheaper as I level up and stronger as I level up, which is nice. Now, we're going to get Destroy Floor. This may sound like a bit of a dumb spell to have. However, this is going to be like the best spell we can have for our build. In fact, this is actually going to be how we make our build absolutely busted. And is basically going to be the way we make our Stealth Archer like a Stealth Archer, sorta. So, this here is going to be our second spell. This here is going to be, I guess, long... No, actually. Yeah, I'm going to call this a bit of a callback to 2020. This should be a good spell for good reasons when you're an archer. And that's about everything I could do magic-wise. Now let's see what kind of spell points we look like and how much more mana. Yeah, we definitely need more mana. That's for sure. So we definitely need to start putting points into intelligence soon so we can cast spells like this one after another. Yeah, because as you can see, that's 66 mana plus an additional 30 here for... Yeah, Alright. Well, anyways, I feel like we could definitely go do like a wild dungeon to test this build out and see how strong it is. We're probably going to need to grind a good bit, though. Honestly, we should be able to actually handle ourselves pretty well if I'm doing things right here, if I did things right here. I think this is either the palace or a gate that leads out of town. We're just going to basically just go out of town right quick and test our magic on some wild dungeons, I guess, since we're constantly going out fighting bandits to test out our stealth archery. And this here is in fact the city gates. Alright, we're just going to drop a save out here, outside of the city gates. And now it's time for us to go look for a dungeon. Now, we're out here in Reichgradkeep, looking for a wild dungeon. There's one. Not very far, actually. Huh. I wonder if the people of Reich Guardkeep know anything about this dungeon up here. And, you know, seeing this arrow, like, this is what holding your bow out in Arena looks like. Crazy to see how the games have evolved over time, because this looks like I'm literally playing Doom Medieval Edition or some crap. Like, alright, let's see here. If I were to actually Shadow Cloak, it says I'm going to be invisible. Yes, I am invisible. Now, if I rest up for just a little. Oh, enemy. Here, if I go invisible, you can see the enemy forgets where I'm at. Now, I should be able to. Let's see here. If I. Okay, you're a spell sword, so you know magic. Okay, here. If I step up on these stairs, it should at least make it a little harder for this spell sword to actually use magic on us. Though, honestly, oh, well, that sucks. Yeah, but at least invisibility got us a little further away. Okay, well, yeah, as you can see, magic can... Oh, God, okay. We're gonna need to light heal here. Okay. Okay, well, we died.
With you.
Yes, I know, with me died the last hope. Alright, we're gonna have to try that again. Okay, so noted. Alright, yeah, I should be able to at least find this dungeon out here. Well, that sucks. I guess, it'll get stronger over time, at least. Yeah, it's still here, like... Yeah, I guess random generation didn't, like, reload or anything. But hey, I guess there is a dungeon just sitting right here, at least. So yeah, if I just Shadow Cloak, I guess we'll run around, shoot whatever we can find while invisible. And I should be able to at least level up once or twice. We'll level intelligence, so that way we can do what I want to do. And as you can see, oh wow, a dead body as a loot pile. That is a new one. Hey, a mark. Oh. Alright, well, we definitely want to... Yep, paralyzed. Oh, great. I'm paralyzed. Oh, that's great. Okay. Well, I just have to sit here until I'm unparalyzed. I guess I can light heal at least while I'm paralyzed. Oh, this is great. Yeah. Low-level arena, everyone. There we go. Found 12 gold. I'm just going to sleep on a table. That's probably the most unhinged thing I've ever said in an Elder Scrolls game. Alright, now that we're fully rested on that table, I guess it would just... Yep. Well, we found a goblin. I guess it would just be best to run around and shoot enemies until we level up. This really is going to play like Doom, isn't it? I'll at least be able to test out my things soon. This build isn't that hard to get set up from the looks of it. It's just... It's not functional in the first few levels, it seems. Like, it's somewhat functional. It just doesn't work right. And yeah, there are enemies nearby. Somewhere nearby. I do hear the rats, I just don't know where they're at. There they are. Yeah, I guess Doom logic, you can shoot rats below you. Alright, we're going to rest up for a bit. guess sleep for a little longer. I guess as long as we're grabbing some loot along the way, make up for all the gold we've lost just buying more stuff. I guess we'll drop a save here, grinding. Oh, no, 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 not there. I guess we'll drop a grinding save right quick. And I really want to test out this build. It's just not set up right because, well, I need a bit more spell points for this build to work. And I need to level up again to make it more viable. But it should at least be viable enough. It would be nice to be able to see. Yeah, I would suggest eventually getting a light spell. And if you have a light that has, I think it's like a radius of 10 is the maximum, it does actually make it to where you can see everywhere, no matter how the lighting actually is in the dungeon. Because there is actual dungeon lighting. Oh, look! We have, okay. This guy's actually good at being an archer. I think this guy's actually a stealth archer. And yeah, we're already out of spell points. But yeah, this guy actually had everything I needed. Oh, he's a Nightblade. I just fought myself. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, well I just fought my own build, basically. Yikes. Wow. Yeah, healing health seems to suck when you're a Nightblade. I guess our healing rate is like that low, but man, that's rough. Here, we're gonna... Okay, okay. Okay, I may have just locked myself in place. Well, crap. Okay, hopefully that guy doesn't load back in the second I load back in. Great. I think I locked myself in place. Alright, great, I didn't. Yeah, we're gonna Shadow Cloak. That means we're gonna be invisible for a bit. This does at least mean, you know, like, this is technically somewhat stealth archery. Like, when you're invisible, enemies won't detect you. That is until you start shooting at them. It's not like you actually get any real benefits from being invisible, but you kinda do. You know, like, you almost get benefits. Yeah, look, the glint of that table actually brought me here to treasure. And more treasure. With a bed. Nice. Yeah, and the loot piles really are the only real benefit to these dungeons. I guess it does kind of suck that you can't see what your duration actually is. Unless you're, you know, yeah, like, you can look here. Yeah, I'm not even invisible anymore. Here, I'll Shadow Cloak again. I guess we'll sleep up here, actually. Till fully healed. At least our mana comes back up very quickly. Would be very nice if I could actually level up, though. And get a good level up, too. I guess not, though. I guess that's just not for us, apparently. It would be nice to actually test out the full strength of this build, though, and it really only works against melee units. With what I have in mind and what I have set up. It should at least... I'm going to at least try this. I'm going to try the second half of this build on the next guy I see, I guess. And see if maybe we can stick him in the air. Oh, wait. Is this a new... Oh, I think I found the top floor. These doors are very tall. Oh, here, I said I would do it to the next guy I see. Here. Okay. Well, apparently I can't. Oh, 'cause, 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 ' we go. I destroyed a floor. It didn't really work, though. Huh. Okay, well, I guess it would only work on certain dungeon floors? Because I'm guessing destroying floors here doesn't really do much. Like, it seems it destroys floorboards. I guess it only works in a dungeon that's allowing trenches. I guess we'll have to go to a story dungeon next. Ooh, I shot that guy backwards. Sent him back. Guess we're gonna need to get a level up soon, at least. Yeah, I mean, we're at 2,900, so we should at least get another level up soon to actually be able to properly test this build in its fullness, but, you know, it doesn't seem like it's actually going to work in this wild dungeon. I guess we could try Paralyze, but, you know, Paralyze also isn't fully stealth archery. Though you do also get Designate as non-target, though honestly, I don't think I've ever actually seen that spell get used by anyone who's ever played this game. Like, Designate as non-target, I've never seen anyone talk about it as a good spell. And honestly, I've never tested it, I've never tried it, and honestly, from the way it sounds, it doesn't seem like it's going to be the best spell in the world, you know? Like, it just sounds like a calm effect of the same degree in Skyrim. And I mean, from the sounds of it, like, maybe it's where, you know, like, you make it to where someone won't attack you until you attack them. So it would just be better to paralyze them instead, you know? So it's not like it's a really good spell. Alright, I guess we'll have to test out our build in the wild, though. I guess we could see if maybe it works in one of these lower floors. I'm not very hopeful, though. It didn't seem like we would be able to do it on an enemy that's, you know, aggroed onto us. It doesn't seem very viable, is what I'm saying. And it doesn't seem like I'm getting very many spawn rates in here. Well, that sucks. Oh well. I guess we at least seen what archer's like in this video. Not really very much of a stealth archer. I guess this game really would require you to grind a lot and actually actively set your build up properly. Like, there's not really a way to, like, you could technically use the arrows and the mouse as well to, like, backstep and shoot, but honestly, the enemies are fast enough in this game that that just doesn't really work, and their animation is kind of glitchy. Their attack animation is a bit more glitchy, and it is just hard to go with, you know, like, alright, well, it looks like this here's the exit. Oh, hey, look. Here, let's see if, yep, as you can see, floors in here don't exactly go down quite the same. Oh well, we are still gaining XP though, so that's a good thing. I guess we're gonna have to test this outside though. I guess wild dungeons just aren't set up for this build, but that's fine. Yep, now we're out here in the open doors. I guess I can set this up out here somewhere, so I guess if I delete a floor here, then I can rest until fully healed. I guess what we can do is at least get the concept of this build going, so I could see it in its fullest. So if I delete enough of a pathway here that I can, you know, like, if I can do it so I can, oh, and we're fully healed and it's daytime. Oh well. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking here. So as you can see, I now have a little bit of a divot here. I can jump across with ease, and it actually reset the entire... Wow. Wow, game, you wanted to really screw me with that one, huh? You wanted to just tell me no, huh? Well, that sucks. Oh, well, I guess we'll, camp for a while. We'll rest until enemies pop out. Oh, enemies nearby in the morning. Okay. Guess we'll light heal. I guess we'll grind out here. Apparently we can do this, so... Here, let's see how many enemies we get out here in the wild. Oh, look, a lizard man. And we're paralyzed. Here, if I just do this right quick, we can actually get that set up. And we're unparalyzed. Huzzah! I did it! This is what I was talking about. So as you can see, I got this lizard man stuck on the other side of this trench here. And I can still shoot him. That is this build in its full essence. I've finally shown it off. Okay. So as you can see, it's not the hardest to get done. And it is a little cheesy. But it's not the strongest build. In fact, here, if I just run on the other side. Yep, as you can see, I can now have that goblin stuck on this trench. And I can just shoot him to death. And I guess I can just sit here resting around this trench and keep grinding enemies who get stuck on the trench. So yeah, I can do that. In fact, I guess if I really need to, in a desperate pinch, now that I'm getting detected, I can shadow cloak, look where the enemy is. Okay, there's an ice wolf. That is like the worst enemy I could ever have. But hey, if I shoot at it, yep, I'm going to get killed.
With you down.
And that is the downside to this build. So yeah, upside, you can at least get melee units stuck on trenches. You can get melee units stuck on trenches, and... Okay, hang on, where's the trench? Okay, there it is. Okay, I need to get all the way out of it. Oh god, get out of it. There we go. Huzzah, I got them stuck on the trench. Okay. Alright, now let's see here. Can I light heal? I can, there we go. Alright. Let's see if I can actually grind up to... Yeah, that works. Let's see if I can actually grind up to... Oh god.
With you died.
Yeah, this is a very hard build to set up, I guess, in low levels mostly. However, you've seen it in practice. This build can work in practice. I'm going to immediately Shadow Cloak. Alright, where is it? Where is it? Oh, I guess we can look at the goblins in their fullest, at least. What bows? Alright, well, let's go ahead and try this build. Oh, shoot. That's a wizard. Wizards deal high damage. You know what? I guess what we can do is if we encounter a wizard, we can turn tail and run to another spot far away. And then I guess, yeah, as you can see in practice, I don't have enough spell points to immediately social distance with any melee units. But you've seen in practice its truest strength. Yeah, I can just absolutely obliterate melee units by getting them stuck on the trenches. It only works, though, if I actually find a trench. We're going to light heal here and rest some more. And then I'm going to immediately Shadow Cloak. Where they at? Oh, there they are. A Nightblade. Yeah, they probably have a bow, but I can probably deal with them. And okay, this is another good strength. As you can see, they have a bit of a problem when it comes to actually finding me when I miss. So you can at least make it harder to be slain and just deal some crits from a distance and grab a bunch of loot. Wow, I gotta say, I'm actually impressed with my own build here. Alright, next enemies. Shadow Cloak, because that is a mage. 2 of them. Yeah, I would have been screwed if I did not immediately Shadow Cloak. Okay, well, you know what? That's definitely the real strength of this build, is at least for the enemies that can't see through invisibility, because this build does suck in the late game when a lot of everything has see invisibility. But here in the early game, I guess it does work pretty good to be able to grind up at least. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a lot of damage. I'm just going to run. That is a lot of damage. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll run here. That guy nearly killed me. Alright. I can light heal. Can't light heal again, but that's fine, because I can just rest until fully healed. Stop it, and light heal again. Anyone looking for me? Nope. Light heal again. And we can rest again. Nice. Anyone looking at me? Oh, yes, yes we do. A Nightblade. Okay, we're just gonna run. Thank goodness we missed, because apparently that actually keeps us from being detected. Alright, yikes, okay. Alright, well apparently we can just keep doing this until we get set. Yeah, now we can just light heal. And light heal. There we go, we're at full health. Huh. Well, I guess we tested the strengths and weaknesses of this build. At least for the first few levels. It's not the worst. Definitely not the best. Definitely not the strongest. Definitely not the weakest. I gotta say, this isn't the worst build, but it's not the best build. It's good in a pinch. It doesn't really work that well with Arena's mechanics. But you know, for clunkiness, for being absolutely diabolically clunky, it actually does work some magic. Pun intended. So yeah, final thoughts. Stealth Archer in Arena. Not the worst. Definitely not the best, but not the worst. I've seen worse. I would definitely level up intelligence as much as possible to get as many spell points as possible, so you can actually use this build correctly. I would definitely suggest using it to at least grinding up first a good bit, so you can at least feasibly use it. Because this build does not work if you do not grind. But yeah, I think that could actually be a good wrap. I think this has been your bro Frostbrew, and I think I'm going to catch you on the next one. Later!